Here we go, off the rails. Don't you know it's time to raise our sails? It's freedom like you never knew. Don't need bags or a pass. Say the word, I'll be there in a flash. You could say my hat is off to you. Oh, we can sail all the way to the moon from this great wide wacky world. Jump with me, grab coins with me, oh yeah. It's time to jump up in the air. Jump up, don't be scared. Jump up and all your cares are away. You know that you're my superstar. No one else can take me this far. I'm flipping the switch. Get ready for this song. Let's do the Odyssey. Your toes begin to turn. This rhythm is a power trip. Don't forget you're the superstar. No one else can make it this far. Come through the stage. Now you've got panache. Let's do the Odyssey.
welcome. Let's get this going. Let's make it happen. Let's have a show. Let's call Brian Dunaway. What do you say? What do you think? Where do you go? Where do you live? Okay, here we go. Oh, shit. That's better. Oh, I see. Oh,
Here comes.
I see him.
Oh, here comes the things.
That's very sexual.
Sexual.
Not really. It's not sexual.
No.
How's it going?
It's cold. Hold on a minute.
All right. Take your time. You do what you do. You do you. You do what you got to do.
Turning my heater on.
I had to do that too. It's freaking freezing today.
Brr, just got here in the office. In the orifice.
Me no likey. Me no like cold weather. Well, look at you in your star hat.
I'm a star.
You're
I'm a Patrick Star.
Oh, very nice. The camera's a little...
Why am I lagging? I'm lagging.
You're not now. Now you're a little better. I don't know what was going on there for a second. I appear to be full steam ahead on this end. Yeah, I don't know what that was. Shit,
Maybe
South Carolina internet is what I'm going to say.
Well, maybe I'm getting throttled.
Throttled. I'm taking this off. Cause
It's the end of the month. I like how they do that.
Yeah, it's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
So let's see here. Let's see what we... Oh, I got to get rid of that. I have a bunch of junk.
Bunch of junk.
I'm going to get rid of it all.
The whole thing, just a bunch of junk.
Because it's pissing me off. Muted. Nope, not really muted. Okay. When you guys, when we do the show today, I'm actually we're gonna have the phone number up. So if anyone wants to call live, it'll be fun. We'll have a little intermittent phone calls. We'll see how that goes.
Call us.
We haven't really tried it on this show, but I've done it on others, and it's always fun. So we'll see what happens. We'll give it a look-see.
We'll give her a looky-loo.
Hi, JJ4884. He's super curious, man. He's in here going, what is this show? Never heard of this before. It's a couple of guys with beards talking about stuff.
Bearded stuff.
Video game is an hour, or the video game. The show's an hour long. The phone number's for people who want to call in. If they want to have, talk on the show, ask us questions, say things, whatever. Whatever, man. Whatever they want to do.
Whatever, man. Call in. Ask me about my Cuphead in a jar. I mean, come on. Ask something.
Well, why wouldn't you want
to... Why I have this Five Nights at Freddy's bear. Why do I have it? I don't know, but ask.
I have a feeling that JJ is going to talk a lot.
Adult note. Please remove package attachments before giving toy to child.
Uh-oh. Shit. You've done that wrong.
Sorry, Ma.
Me. Me. All right. Well, you want to do it? Should we do it?
We should do it. We should do this show that we call The Boop.
Let's do it. Let's see.
The Boop.
What is this episode? 162. Save. Yes. Okay. Recording is underway. We'll do the traditional 3, 2, 1, and then we'll go.
Go, 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 go.
Starts in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the Boop Show for episode, I don't know, for the date is Monday, January 29th, 2018 with Scott and Brian. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Boop Show. This is 162 episodes of the Boop Show, and I'm here with Brian Dunaway. I'm Scott Johnson. Hi, Brian.
I knew there was a number.
Did you? Did you know that?
I knew there had to be at least a number. Hi, Scott.
Hi. It's nice to see you. How's your
nice.
shitty Monday? Is your shitty Monday better than my shitty Monday? My Monday's not been great, dude. It's been a little rough.
Yep. Apparently not. My Monday is just fine. I don't even call it shitty Monday. I call it meh Monday.
Oh, well, that's better than what I'm dealing with. I cannot believe we're going to get to what we're playing here in a sec, like we always do. But I can't believe one of the things we're going to talk about is you playing something on Newgrounds. What the hell is that about? Newgrounds.
Come on, man.
I mean,
you
look,
ever played Newgrounds?
Yes, I did. But what happened with Newgrounds is everybody got tired of playing Flash crap on their browser, and they went to start making real video games like Castle Crashers and freaking
right.
else.
But this isn't necessarily a Newsground gameplay that I was really doing. I really played on itch.io, which is somewhat of a bridge between, Flash games and Unity, and then distribution on like places like Steam. So
that's fine. Look, Newgrounds
yeah.
had its place. It was a really important thing in its day. I still think some of the stuff on there that wasn't games, it was just like straight up animation stuff. Some of the coolest stuff ever, like really good. In fact, I'm sure it still is, but I just feel like you and I are talking in the wrong decade here or something.
the reason why I posted the link was because I wanted to talk. I wasn't sure if it was worth a news article, but Pixel Day 2018, the third annual thing they're doing at Newsgrounds, and it's kind of it's a celebration in their description of classic gaming aesthetic. And you can participate by making original pixel art, animation, games, or chiptunes. And so they've done this. They gave away some games, and I just thought it was fun gaming culture. Not necessarily anything that I was playing on there, but I just thought it was a lot of fun.
But it's obviously still, well attended. So here's a Cuphead story that I'm looking at here, showing the chat. There's Cuphead and Jarhead.
Mr. Elder Kettle, sir. Cuphead bid our souls to Satan, and now he's going to kill us before midnight unless we collect the contracts.
All right, I have to go back here and look. It seems all right.
Look, I used to love me some Newsgrounds. I used to go there every day.
Now you keep saying Newsgrounds. You keep saying Newsgrounds. You mean Newgrounds, right?
Newgrounds. Yeah, I may say Newsgrounds. Newsgrounds, ground it up, baby.
Look, whatever.
Grinding up the news.
Whatever.
It's totally. I was going to the off-brand.
The rip-off one, the one that tried to take all its steam. I understand. Well, I'll tell you what I've been up to. Video game wise, it hasn't been the most productive of weeks for me. I've been video game wise. I mean, it's actually been very productive. Otherwise, been very busy, lots going on. But I did make time for a new dual stick shooter, something I always have time for in my life. And
now, did you return this one?
No, I kept this because I think this one's really good. So 10 Tons is a developer and publisher who many people know from way back in the day when they released a game called Crimson Land in like 2003 or something. Still a game you can buy on Steam for relatively cheap. And in more recent years, you've seen games like Neon Chrome, Judge, spelled with a Y for some reason.
Like that too, isn't like Judge?
Yep, totally. There's another one they got going. I forgot the name of it. Anyway, I really like their brand of dual stick shooter because the shooting's really good. That's a given with all their games, but they've also gotten really good at sort of the roguelike loop that I like. Get in, try, die, try again, have slightly better stuff next time, unlock new things.
What'd you say the name of this game was?
This new game is called Tesla versus Lovecraft.
Oh, now see, that's interesting because I like Tesla and I like Lovecraft.
All right, who do you like more? Who's your better friend?
I'm gonna go with who's done more good for mankind? Lovecraft. No, I think it was Tesla, so I'm gonna go with Tesla.
Well, good, because that's who you're playing, Tesla, and you're fighting off these legions of enemies being created by H.P. Lovecraft in this fictitious twisting of the old tale, taking these two historical figures and putting them in a very not real scenario. And anyway, you're running around as Tesla trying to find old pieces to your mech that have been stolen, and you're going to put your mech back together, and then you're going to shoot the crap out of a bunch of stuff that the Lovecraft keeps pumping out of his like machine portals, monster portals, and you got to fight those with different guns and different abilities and all that kind of stuff. And it's fantastic. I'm totally into it, and it's great. It's got a great sort of unlock thing going on, kind of a story mode that's barely any story, but enough to make it kind of fun and funny. And you do one thing that makes it unique is you've got this this charged ability to teleport through obstacles. Right. And it reminds me of Tracer from Overwatch, because you got like a stack of 3 or 4. I think it's 3, maybe 4. But if you play Tracer in Overwatch, she's always got these 3 little HUD elements in front of you that show 1, 2, and 3. You tap Shift. Is it Shift? Yeah. And you'll shoot up. You'll basically blink ahead up to 3 times until it recharges, and it recharges over time. Same thing with this dude. It's got this constantly recharging thing. Very useful when things get nuts on screen, when a million dudes are coming at you and you're running out of room. You're like, well, shit, I got to get behind this gate. So you teleport behind the gate using that ability, and then you can shoot them from there until the gate crashes, or you shoot through the gate or whatever, and then you're in trouble again. But it's this great sort of escape thing. So that's built into your kit.
I like it. So it's basically electricity versus monsters. So do you get
yes. The weapons, you do get some weapons that are electrically based, and it's because you're Tesla, of course. But you also have shotguns and machine guns and like normal stuff. So it's not all, big electrical charges or anything like that, but there is a fair amount of those weapons. Now, I'm not super deep yet, but as soon as I
can't believe that Tesla could ever wield a weapon of anything other than electricity. You're not buying it.
You're not buying it. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Not buying it.
It's a fun little fanfic idea, and it's cool because he's taking 2 figures that are in the public domain now. Mm-hmm. So the fun here
Isn't it funny? So the actual personalities are in the public domain now, or are you talking about Lovecraft's creations, like his
all of it, everything,
all of it? Yeah.
Because you can put Cthulhu on anything, and you can call it that if you want. You can have just Tesla running around going, "I'm Nikola Tesla," and it doesn't matter because these are open source people at this point. And I really kind of like that because then you're tapping into something people know and already are sort of into. Right. But you're not having to deal with copyright crap and trademarks and all that other poop. You can just kind of go for it.
I kind of understand the Lovecraft angle because it's a work of fiction, and there's actually material there, whereas Tesla is just a man who lived, and now he's in the public domain.
But he did more than that. Like H.P. Lovecraft was also a guy who lived, but he wrote a bunch of books, right? And stories and stuff. So he's got all these creatures and characters and stuff. Tesla's not that different. His thing was just inventing big Tesla coils and dangerous.
I don't generally think of people as being public domain, but I guess they really are. So, who would be the public domain person you would bring to life?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, those 2 are right up there. Like Tesla, especially, I'd use him for things. But
has Edgar Allan Poe been used to death in these indie games?
Probably not. He could probably use a little bit more. In fact, I could see an expansion of this, saying, Tesla versus Lovecraft, Crow edition, and then suddenly you got Edgar Allan Poe crap to deal with. That could be interesting. A lot of crows flying around.
Right. The Lucas Light in the chat room says could have used Sherlock Holmes, which is true.
Sure.
But what if we used Sir Arthur Conan Doyle? What if we used him as a character?
You could do that. Of course you could.
Yeah.
You could totally do that. So,
and of course somebody has to ask, how about Jesus?
Yeah, you could do Jesus. You could have Jesus running around, dual stick shooter.
Yeah.
I love that idea. I like that idea, actually. It's just he's got to get all these sinners. So get out there and, look, I can pick up.
You're going to heaven, and you're going to heaven. You're going to heaven.
A double-barreled fish generator. I can take 2 of these fish and just keep firing fish out. Like, I'd be all up in that. That's a great idea. A lot of people would be offended, though.
Feeding you all.
Yeah. Too many people would be offended. Thing is, you don't have to be very offended about Tesla or H.P. Lovecraft because they're kind of,
True story. So how big a contingency does Cthulhu play? Because, I mean, he's the big character, right?
Well, I haven't run into anything where he's like a boss or anything yet, but I have fought a bunch of dudes with, like, tentacle faces that are smaller, kind of easier to deal with guys, and so I think they're kind of from that.
Right.
It's really good, though. I'm impressed. Those guys, 10 Ton just makes great dual stick shooters. It's all they do. It's all they focus on, and they just feel good. They feel good. If you like, so some people are home going, dual stick shooter. What are we talking about? Do you mean like Call of Duty? Like, what do you mean? I would say, no, I don't mean that. I mean like Geometry Wars or what's another good example?
It's basically, it boils down to 2 thumbs and 2 sticks, and you steer with one and you shoot with the other.
Yeah, that's right. Which is true of Call of Duty, I guess.
Well,
except you don't shoot
there's
with
a lot
one.
more.
You shoot with the trigger.
There's a lot more involved.
Well, you use the trigger. You know what? Actually, it's not all that different, I guess. You could technically say Call of Duty is a dual stick shooter.
Yeah, but usually it's not first person in dual stick shooters. Usually it's like it's either isometric, top down, platformer style on the screen.
Do you remember Robotron in there in the arcade there?
Oh, I love Robotron.
Okay. Do you remember what was this one that was like Running Man?
Smash TV.
Smash TV. These are the games I'm talking about, folks. So if you like that at all, these guys are making games you're going to want to play. They're all 15 or less, like stupid cheap on Steam, and they end up on everything. This is coming to PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch as well. I own Judge in 2 places. I have it on my PC and my Switch because I think that is a great game. This may supersede it in terms of my favorite, but Judge is great. That I'm so great I bought it twice.
Right.
And you can get Neon Chrome on everything, including tablets and phones and stuff. It's crazy.
Yeah. Are you getting a little bit fatigued on the 10-ton neon color they do? Because
I like it.
It's very. This one's very much in the same vein.
All right. So Neon Chrome, it's literally in the name Neon.
Yeah.
And Judge are set in the same universe, so they're supposed to be kind of side by sides. What that really means is they just sort of lifted the engine and added new gameplay elements to it, which is fine with me because it feels like a very different game. But those 2 games are set in kind of a Mad Maxy kind of future.
Right.
And this one's set in a more old, steampunky kind of looking time. But it's still pretty colorful, but I wouldn't say it's the same. It's not like neon colors and stuff. It's just kind of like this. This is definitely a departure from Neon Chrome and Judge. It's definitely a different kind of game. Right. I love it. People should play it. It's great. Tesla versus Lovecraft. They deserve your attention.
And very, very inexpensive is
$15 at the most, and you're going to pay less because there's sales and stuff and all that. So I love supporting small developers that are making really good stuff, and especially ones who just narrow focus in on what they're best at and then just crank out great content. That's what those guys are doing. And then besides that, with whatever little other gaming time I've had, and I haven't had no like console or really other than this game I mentioned, I haven't had a lot of PC time. It's just been busy. So I got this new game on my phone that's out now on Android and iOS, and it's fan-freaking-tastic. It's called Meteor Strike, and it's got nothing to do with meteors at all, really. Or strikes. So I don't know why it's called that, but it kind of works like this. If you've played Card Thief or I talked to you about this last week, didn't I? Meteor Strike.
You must have mentioned it briefly, and it's funny. Are you sure it's called Meteor Strike? Because all I'm seeing is a bunch of PBS stuff and some Legos. And
wait, not Meteor Strike. Sorry, hold on. It's Meteor. Oh. It's going to piss me off when I see it because I wrote it down wrong.
Meteor game.
Hold on. Meteor Fall. That's it. Jeez.
Meteor Fall.
Okay. Sorry. Strike is not it. Meteor Fall. Card game. It's on the phone there. And you do the same kind of stuff I just described, except it's a different kind of roguelike. You have cards, and I pick a wizard, and you got a bunch of spell cards, and as you're going along, you're killing dudes, and when they die, they leave cards sometimes as loot, and you pick those up, and you're like, oh, sweet, and some loot, which is new cards. Or I find a box, and I open that, it's got a couple of cards in it, and that helps me out. There's a blacksmith once in a while, and the blacksmith improves my cards and makes them more damagey or more protecty or whatever. And you just kind of keep going that way and try to kill as many dudes as you can before you die, get to as many bosses as you can. There's up to 4 main bosses per character. It's a straight-up $3 game. You don't have any in-game purchases. You just spend $2.99. You get the game, and you play it like we used to play video games in the old days. No gems, no shit. You just play.
I like it. And it's cute. I like the art style. It kind of reminds me of something maybe you and the Scott Johnson family would draw.
Maybe a little. To me, it reminds me of just Adventure Time-y. It's that whole thing.
Yeah, I see that. But the color palette is very pale, so it's kind of uses those pastel colors.
Yeah.
So how are you going from Cthulhu Neon to playing your pale colored card game?
Very easily, not a problem.
Very easily.
Yep.
Not a problem.
It doesn't shock me. Doesn't change my viewpoint on life. I just ease from one to the other without a problem. It's great. It's really good. It's really fun. It's got a great loop to it. It's also very pick up and play and put away, which you want with a phone game, I believe. And I think supporting that developer is a good idea too. So it's Meteor Fall. I don't know why I said Meteor Strike. I don't know why I got that in my head. Meteor Strike.
I like it.
You know what I think I'm thinking of is Diablo's got, my wizard has a Meteor Strike, I think. I think that's why I called it that. Brian, what have you been playing?
It makes sense. I'm in the same boat as Scott Johnson. This week has been kind of tight for the PC gaming, so I went mobile. A game that I downloaded a while back because it just looked like stupid fun is called Run Sausage Run, and it's just what you would think it is. It's a sausage, and he is running through a pitfall of knives and grates that catch fire, and dropping utensils that will chop him in half, and you have to avoid these.
Wow.
So it's almost like a reverse runner in ways, because what you do is if you don't touch anything, your wiener walks, right? So you got your wiener walking no problem at a certain pace.
Yeah.
You have to keep your eyes on the opposite side of the screen and see what's coming up. At that point in time, you have to decide, can I make past that obstacle, or am I going to need to wiener run? And so if you need to wiener run, you tap down, hold down, and your wiener just kind of takes off. However, as you know, weenies are kind of floppy. So the top part of him just kind of leans back, and he runs, and he makes these funny little noises and funny faces. And so you can, at that point, usually avoid some of the obstacles.
Does it say
Hopefully
sausage run or weenie run on this thing?
It is sausage run, but
Okay.
sausage is not nearly as fun to say as weenie.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
weenie, sausage, what do you call it? Is there really the big difference between sausage and weenie?
A weenie from a food perspective is like
Right.
a hot dog with like a, I don't know,
No skin.
Yeah, like it might be a skin, but it's like a thin whatever.
Very
a
light
sausage is
tasting.
like some really thick skin with like almost chunks of meat crammed into there, right? Right?
Well, you start out right, but you start out more as like a weenie, and you can upgrade. And by the way, yeah, you want to talk about here's 99 cents, here's another 99 cents. Yeah, they got lots of that.
Oh,
Don't worry,
good.
there's plenty of
Yeah.
ads in this game, and so but you do start out with kind of like a wiener, and then you kind of grow up to you can do different things with sausages. You also can dress your wiener as or sausage, excuse me. You can dress your sausage as a ninja or a robot, and they all have these different aspects to help you get through the game. And also, you can choose different weenie sausages, and some are slow and fat, just like some weenies are, and some are long and thin. And that's all I'm going to say about Run Sausage Run. It's a lot of fun, though. It's real cute.
Run
Cute.
Weenie Run is a better name.
Right. I like Run Weenie Run.
Yeah,
Exclamation
it's
mark.
easier to say.
Crazy,
It's more fun.
Crazy Labs makes that game, and it's a good way to just kind of chill out and just run a couple of times. It's always about how far you can make it.
Yeah.
I've only made it, how far can you make it before you get your weenie chopped off?
Yeah.
But it's a lot of fun.
It's
Do
funny
it.
this week. Well, you got two major big releases came out this week of note. One was the Dragon Ball Z fighting game, and the
Right.
other one is the Monster Hunter deal.
Right.
And you and I are playing Run Sausage Run and Tesla versus Lovecraft. This is how I always do it, though. I'm not I'm not mainstream,
Right.
got to have every new freaking thing. In fact, neither of those two games I mentioned really interest me all that much. I have to admit.
Right. I guarantee you, if you want to go to YouTube and look up some videos on Monster Hunter, you will have plenty to choose from.
Oh,
We're gonna bring you that we do occasionally delve deep into the AAA titles and the big titles, but
Sure.
lots of times we like these little indie games.
Some of us are just waiting around for freaking it's Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, that's my game
Right,
of most interest this year. I think Far Cry 5 is another one I'm super jazzed about.
Jizzy Jazz, Joned about.
He's the worst DJ of all time. DJ Jizzy Jazz.
I'll tell you
love
what,
that guy.
this show is an honest show. We're only going to play games that we want to play. We're not going to play a crappy game that we don't like. I hear
Well-
that from some broadcasters. They're like, streamers. They'll say, "Oh, I had to play this game, and I'm not really even having fun. I have to act like I'm having fun." Not here, man. Either we're having fun or we're not playing.
Yeah, I don't want to play things that aren't fun. Plus
No.
Brian's always playing weird stuff like "Don't Bite Me, Bro" on itch.io. What the hell is that?
Mufuego is doing a game, and it is called Don't Bite Me, Bro. It's a 1 to 4 player couch co-op game. I've only played by myself so far, just like Run Sausage Run. And it's a top-down, simple, bit-looking zombie survival kind of game. It's very arcadey in that aspect. I haven't played it to great depth, but I downloaded it off itch.io, which I don't know if you've been there before. You know what itch.io
I have.
is,
It's
right?
like again, it's this very like Newgrounds style, like stuff my kid would play when he was 12. It's like, Dad, they've got this rad Flash game. You got to see what's with these 3,000 ads. Don't worry, it'll start soon. Here's the game. Like that's what this looks like to me.
There's no ads. This was a lot of developers that are developing a Unity go to places like this because these kind of places allow you to play either like in an HTML5 browser lots of times, and if it's too big and too hefty, they'll let you download it, and you can purchase the games usually at tip at what you want. So it's like, I may tip $1 or I may tip $5 for a game that's probably in development and is not complete. So you kind of support them as you go along.
I mean, how much of these are just like demos that you don't think will ever make it to true game?
I'm sure there's plenty. I'm sure there's plenty that won't make it. This is a pretty mature product though in comparison to a lot of games I've played on itch.io. So it's already up to version 1.1 and I had a pretty good bit of fun with it. It's got a lot of potential. The opening scenes, if the developers ever listen to this, cut it back some or fill it out because, geez, I felt like I was just watching nothing. I'm like, is this ever going to start? I'm watching nothing. I'm so bored.
Actually, kind of decent. There's some cool stuff on here.
Oh, it's got some great stuff. You'd be surprised. And this game is fun. It has quest. I mean, you get to build stuff. You get to upgrade your walls and structures. It's pretty fun. It's got a lot of potential.
I feel like I've sold this site short. Seems like maybe there's some stuff here.
Absolutely.
I'm looking at some of the other lineups here, like a $2.
And they got real games too. They got like $20 games. Stuff that you would find like on Humble Bundle or on Good Old Games, those kind of places.
Like those kind of. I mean, if I wanted to come here and get a copy of I don't know, Tesla versus Lovecraft, could I do that?
It may be on there. Lots of times before these games are launched, they may be tested on some place like itch.io. This is according to what engine they're
never
using.
even heard of this. This is just weird to me. It's like a whole new world of stuff I didn't know existed. Every once in a while, the internet does this to me. It's like, hey, yo, you think you know where everything is, do you? How about this place where there's tons of shit you didn't know about?
Right, and now you got something to do all week.
And they support these game jams. This is pretty cool, actually.
Yes.
I mean, some of these look like garbage leak, like terrible. But some of them look good.
It is definitely like user sub kind of stuff. You gotta dig through the trash to find what you're looking for. But there's a lot of cool stuff. There's a lot of roguelikes. I was thinking about you a lot of times.
I like me some roguelikes.
Tons. Yeah, I mean, popular tags on the left-hand side, look for roguelikes. Whole bunch of stuff. I played like a few seconds of Duck Soup Dungeon, which looks really interesting. I don't think there's really enough there yet to really play, but I'm really digging the style of what they've got going on so far.
Found a game called Fairly Nude. Fairly Nude.
I saw that, but it kind of reminds me of it reminds me of something.
Well, let's see. There's a little nude man. Let's see if this has any audio here. Let's see, he gives a little thumbs up. Oh, okay. We got some music. Oh, it looks like a little really hard platformer kind of deal. This looks really hard. Holy shit. Okay, yeah. I don't think I'll be playing nearly nude. I mean, I always play nearly nude.
A little bit too much in your face, right?
Yeah. It looks all right.
Now, there's a good game. There's a good, it looks like a very complete game, but they are asking money for it. But it's on sale right now for like £5. I don't know what that's going to translate into U.S. money, but it's Rugnar. And it's pretty cool. It's a platformer set in gloomy places, and the guy's he's like this little dwarf Rugnar, and he's exploring mines and stuff, and he's just
how do you spell that? Spell that for me.
Ruggnar. Ragnar.
Oh, here we go. Like Ragnar, but with Rugnar.
There you go.
Yeah, Rugnar. On sale now, 15% off, and get it for €4.25. Whatever. Again, I don't know what that is in dollars. It looks like it's a little guy with a candle on his head. He looks cool. Oh, this looks all right. This is like a fun little dumb thing.
Absolutely.
Oh, very.
Remember, this is very alpha.
Yeah, and very Castlevania too, as far as like layout and stuff.
Yep. And a lot of these things have almost everything that I've seen on here so far has been for Windows, Mac, and Linux. I've seen very few things that are just all wrapped up in any one platform. And it's probably because most of them are using Unity as their engine of choice.
That seems to be the thing now, isn't it?
Unity.
Yeah, that's what everybody wants. Everybody
wants.
Everyone wants a little Unity in their life. All right, well, there's what we've been spending time with. Now this. All right, it's time for us to dig into the news of the week. Let's start with Nintendo. This should be a notice to everyone who has a Switch. I have one. It's right over there. Gonna have to grab it, install some of these probably.
I have one.
I got a Switch, you guys. I love my Switch. Anyway, there's some really good Switch games on sale. So, if you want to pick up ARMS, that weird Nintendo ARMS game, it is down from $60 to $41.99. Currently on sale, temporarily on sale, but on sale nonetheless. Doom is more your style. You're looking for some bloody, visceral hell on demon action. That's also down from $60 to $41.99. Ultra Street Fighter 2: The Final Challengers, down from $40 to $27.99. This is all US dollars, by the way. Not that funky space money they use over in Europe. And then finally, Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle Gold Edition for $55.99, down from $80.
What?
I don't know what comes with that Gold Edition. That's not the one I bought. I bought the cheap. Well, actually, I think I got the deal on Amazon where I got the 20% off for launch day or whatever. So I got the whole thing for like $30.
They've been selling the basic for like about $39, haven't they?
Yeah, I think you stick with that. I don't know what this... Well, I don't actually know what comes with Gold Edition, so I shouldn't say that, but... yeah, some deals to be had. That's not all of those are pretty good markdowns on some pretty good games. So I would say that you couldn't go too wrong there. Recommended. Every one of those games is good. Although I haven't played that Ultra Street Fighter 2 Final Challengers deal. I have no idea what that's about. Somebody told me that is not the one to be playing if you're playing Street Fighter 2. So whatever that means.
Who told you that?
I don't remember. Somebody who pays attention to fighting games and keeps their eye on that stuff, and I don't. So it's not that I don't like fighting games. I do. I like a good fighting game once in a while, but I'm not hardcore. I couldn't really tell you why one's better than the other one, but there you go. Also, one of the rarest Wii U games of all time is coming to the Nintendo Switch. I'm sure you remember this, Brian, because you wanted to get your hands on it. It just didn't happen. The Wii U game, Hello Kitty Cruisers. Do you have any memory of this as being a thing?
Little to none. As a matter of fact, mostly to the none.
Yeah, I'm kind of to the none on this as
Rated.
well. Oh, what's the
Rated
thing?
rated K for kitty.
Rated E for not everyone. Right. Anyway, it's this Hello Kitty game. It's a sort of, I don't know, Mario Karty. Big shock,
I'll tell
everybody.
you, if you're gonna do a merchandising game, if you're gonna take a property that's already there and you're gonna turn it into a game, a cart game is a great way to go.
Is it?
It really is.
Is it? I'm gonna say maybe. I'm gonna say okay. I'm with you. Like if I would pay money, and I know this sort of existed in a previous iteration of the game, but I would pay $60 for a Mortal Kombat themed kart racer, where everybody, and I mean like super serious looking, Sub-Zero, but he's riding around in a goofy little kart. Like a Mario Kart.
I want this game,
yeah.
and I want it to be throwing out some babalities, and I want all of it.
I want
too. True death.
Yeah,
right there in the game.
Yeah, I want it to be horrible when someone gets fatality and it delays them, so they have to get back on the track or whatever. Like that's the thing that should happen. I'd play any game themed like this. If you said, "Oh, we're making a Halo game, but it's a kart racer," I think I'm with you. Kart racers make everything better.
It does. I discovered that many years ago when South Park didn't have any games, and they came out with a PC kart racing game for South Park.
I remember that.
And it was just the dumbest thing ever.
It was bad.
It was just so much fun.
Yeah. Fun is a relative term.
It was fun in the fact that I got to hear all the little sound bites that I wanted to hear. So they basically just took a basic cart, and they threw in the sound bites that I wanted to hear, dressed the characters in some of the the garb that I was used to, and it satisfied.
Sure. Well, here's something in the chat room just popped up that I wanted to mention. Cattle Tube says the Final Fantasy Bro Car Trip game, the latest Final Fantasy game, is coming to mobile with like big head little cute versions of those characters.
What?
But it's supposed to be like pretty much the same experience as the full-blown Final Fantasy 15 game. I'm kind of excited about that.
I would play that.
Yeah, I'm playing that. I put it on pre-order. iOS lets you do pre-order now, even if it's a free game. So if you see a thing that's upcoming and you like it, you can basically not preload it, but say yes, I'm getting this, and then the day it comes out, it's just there on your phone, just shows up. It's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Anyway, this Hello Kitty piece of poo was the other characters include My Melody, Bads Maru, and Caropi. I don't know.
Caropi.
Whatever. I don't know anything about the Hello Kitty universe, okay? So don't send me your emails. Keep this all to yourselves. I have no idea. But anyway, you drive a variety of karts and a variety of outfits. The whole thing looks like Diddy Kong Racing. It's not as cute as it sounds. A lot of people really hate this thing like it's a piece of poo. It didn't sell very well, but it was very, very rare. So the thinking is now you'll be able to get your hands on it. Now, I would argue this. The only reason anyone cares about this game is because it's fair.
Right.
Rare, not fair.
Rare.
It's rare. And if it wasn't so rare, would you care? Nay.
Nay, I say.
You wouldn't care. So
you would not
now
care.
that it's becoming a thing you just download digitally and just have, well, what's the point? If it's a piece of poo game, then now it's not rare anymore. Like, who cares? Nobody cares. I don't care anymore.
Yeah, like I said, if you're into the property, you'll probably love it. And that was probably the only rare. Only rare thing that was about it was the but look at that shot. Oh my.
Yeah, it's ugly.
They got sparkles.
Yeah, it's shitty. It looks bad. By the way, someone in the chat mentioned the name Gudtama, and he's not in this either. There's also no Pochacoco, or whatever that name is. Somebody out there knows who I'm talking about. I have no idea. No one's going to buy this.
Right.
Why would you buy this?
Because you're into Hello Kitty.
Don't buy it. But do buy this that I'm about to tell you, because it sounds like it might be a pretty good deal. If you were just one of those people sitting around going, I just got to get me that Monster Hunter World. I got to have it. That person isn't me. But if you're one of those people that just has to have Monster Hunter World and get in on this Monster Hunter thing that's supposed to be so great, well, then I got a good deal for you. Xbox One X includes Hunter World for free. Monster Hunter World for free. Yep, new entry into the series has arrived on Xbox One and the PS4 and PC. Actually, PC got delayed, so we're still waiting for that. Anyway, being made for more powerful hardware as opposed to the 3DS, like recent entries in the series, has allowed it to be bigger and better looking than previous Monster Hunter games. Well, one would hope so. Anyway, here's the deal. Aside from the separate PS4 Pro bundles, where you get Monster Hunter World and Titanfall 2 for free, Newegg has a deal with the Xbox One X on its website. The retailer selling the system for its regular price of $500, but with a free copy of Monster Hunter World tossed in. Given the game's launch just a few days ago, it's priced $60 to own it. That's a pretty good deal if you're going to get an Xbox One X anyway.
Right.
Now, if this was almost any other game, I might actually do this, but I don't care enough. And I want an excuse to get an Xbox One X. And I've got an email today, a guy going, "What's with the Xbox hate on this show?" We don't hate the Xbox. We love the Xbox.
I actually have an Xbox 360, an Xbox One. We have many Xboxes in the house. I have all the Xboxes.
I don't have any hate toward the Xbox. I want it to succeed. Nope. They just don't have a lot of exclusives right now.
I'm always saying I want Xbox to succeed because it's an American company, and as an American, I want to see the company do well.
That's not even my reason. My reason is, as a gamer, I want to see these companies succeed because competition is good for everybody, and I don't want Sony dominating the business. It's good for Sony to have Microsoft biting at their heels. It's good for Microsoft to have Sony biting at theirs. And when there's a huge disparate disconnection for a whole generation like we're having right now, where one is hugely in the lead, it's not good for games, in my opinion. I'd much rather have a more vibrant, competitive space.
Has this been one of the longest running generations of consoles we've had?
No, we've only had them. I mean, this is only since 2013, so What's it been? 4 years?
It's only 4 or 5 years, right?
Yeah, that's nothing. We usually go. I mean, I don't think we're going to go this long again, but 360 was, what, 9 years? Something like that era, PS3 360.
Wow.
And you had before that the PS1 came out. Or, sorry, PS4 came out. Or, I can't think straight. PS2 came out in 2000. Technically, that whole era started probably with the Dreamcast in 99. So if you go 99 to like 2005 was the 360. So it was relatively short, 6-7 years.
Right.
But that's normal. That's average. But I don't think we're going to have that anymore. These things are too like PC-like now. They're just going to keep doing incremental updates to them and stuff, I think. Because the Xbox One X and the Pro are just add-ons to the existing SKUs. I mean, they're just it's just more PS4, more Xbox, more powerful, and that's great. And I want an Xbox One X. I actually really want one. But they're not giving me a lot of reasons why I need to just rush out and spend $500. It's simple as that. That's all I'm saying. I am not saying Microsoft's failing. I'm not saying it sucks. I'm not saying any of those things. I'm saying bang for the dollar isn't there yet. When will it be there? I don't know.
One last time, here on the Boop Show, we're pro Xbox.
We're totally pro Xbox. And right now, if you want to get that price, you can do that. Now, there's also this PS4 deal where you get, I mean, I hate to bring this up, but whatever. You get the PS4 version of Monster Hunter, and you get, Titanfall 2 for free with the PlayStation 4 Pro. Now, the Pro is not quite up to snuff with the Xbox One X in terms of overall power. It was until that thing came out. So you're not getting quite the full-blown hottest console on the market, but you're getting 2 games for free, and it's $100 less. So I don't know. Like, they're not giving me a lot of reasons at Microsoft. That's all I'm saying.
And you got to also mention that the Xbox Monster Hunter world has been less of world and more like land, because they have you can't play online just yet, right? Because we're having trouble with getting connected.
Right.
Wasn't that a problem recently?
Yeah, they had like the first few days have been rough.
Has it cleared up though?
I don't know. It probably will over time. But hey, I want to share something a little shocking with you. Capcom video games launch with connectivity problems. Every time. The last 3 Street Fighters were garbage poo the first 4 days, and maybe beyond that. Like for Street Fighter 5, that thing's still got issues with latency.
You know,
and stuff.
you use that phrase a lot, garbage poo.
Yeah,
I'm
garbage
just curious. Is that something you come across a lot?
I just made it up. I don't even know what it means. What does it even mean, garbage poo?
Well, I mean, to me, I always imagine very vividly that there's poo in a garbage can, and so yeah.
Well,
it's the lowest of the low, right?
Yeah.
It's what you would find in the bottom of Oscar the Grouch's house.
That's right. Yep, he's laying in garbage poo. Exactly. The very bottom layer of Oscar the Grouch's house, which is a garbage can, is garbage poo. I'll tell you what isn't garbage poo. The idea that having 100 characters drop down into a world is a rad idea, because that's making everybody else shut their games down. The Fortnite studio, who also makes Fortnite, makes Paragon. Paragon is like a first-person shooter MOBA game that they thought would take the world by storm, and hasn't done all that well, and they're shutting it down. And they've also offered refunds, full refunds, to all purchases to anybody who ever bought a thing in the game, which I think is a pretty classy move. If you're gonna
is that unheard of? I mean,
kinda, yeah.
If not forced to do it, they're going, guess what? The whole thing was a bad idea. Here's all your money back.
Here's what I think happened. Fortnite Battle Royale has been really doing well for them and making money. I think that they felt they could justify this and have the goodwill that comes with it by doing these refunds, because they've been able to do so well with that other game. So
right.
I think that's what their thinking is. Plus, it's Epic. They're huge. They got money. They'll be fine.
Yeah, but nobody just gives their money away.
The only sad thing is if you really like Paragon, you're screwed. The third person, I guess I keep saying first person, it's third person MOBA from Epic Games will cease operation this spring. Studios announced it will cease development of the game on all platforms, PS4 and PC, and shut down its servers. Additionally, refunds will be offered to anyone who purchased anything in the game. Epic said it recently that it was evaluating Paragon's future, due in part to the overwhelming success of Fortnite, which has consumed resources From the Paragon development team, the studio indicated that Paragon was struggling to retain players. In a statement on its official website, the Paragon development team has now shared its decision to shutter the whole damn thing. As of April 26th, you will not be able to play anymore. It says this, with heavy hearts. It's not good to have a heavy heart. That means you got gunk in there. You should probably get that checked. Anyway, we've decided to close down Paragon, the message says. We truly appreciate everything you put into Paragon. We received many passionate ideas of where to take the game. The outpouring of thoughtful suggestions is another testament to this incredible community. After careful consideration and many difficult internal debates, we feel there is a clear path for us to grow Paragon into we feel there isn't a clear path for us to grow Paragon into a mobile that retains enough players to be sustainable. We didn't execute well enough to deliver on the promise of Paragon. We have failed you, despite the team's incredible hard work, and we're sorry. And they went on to say, you have till April, and here's your money back. So that's good.
Don't sue us. You have no excuse.
Well, and the money back's nice because there's no reason for anyone to be mad. You know, like
no,
you may miss the game.
It totally stops all that, right?
Yeah, and even if you miss the game a little, it's fine. Like
I wonder if it's going to be like trying to put in for a rebate, though.
Well, guess what's hard? Making MOBAs now is hard. And by that I mean, if you want to compete in the MOBA space, you have to be somebody like Blizzard, who can come along and do their little game. And Heroes of the Storm, as much as I love it, is just, you know, it still can't quite crack the numbers that you got over there at League of Legends or Dota 2. So even they have to, you know, take the long road and really push this thing as long as they can, and either don't do one or go or stick with it until you're dead. And that seems to be what they're going to do. But everybody else who had a MOBA in the works or a starter one, they're just like, oh man, what are we doing? Just stop. Yeah. Let's stop making MOBAs. We're competing with like these juggernauts. It's impossible. So there's that. Too bad, so sad. All right, here's a record that deserved to be broken. Broken against the wall. The longest standing video game record. Declared impossible and thrown out after 35 years on the books.
Impossible!
Twin Galaxies, the video game record keeper and official source for Guinness World Records, has declared one of the oldest gaming world records invalid. Or invalid, if you prefer. After 35 years, player Todd Rogers has been stripped of his world record.
The shame!
And his clothing. For finishing the simple Atari 2600 racing game Dragster after months of debate over its completion time. Here's the quote. Based on the complete body of evidence presented in this official dispute thread, Twin Galaxies administrative staff have unanimously I don't know what word was trying to come out of my mouth. Decided to remove all of Todd Rogers' scores as well as ban him from participating in our competitive leaderboards. Reads the post on Twin Galaxies forum. Yeesh.
Wait.
Yeesh.
Look.
Yeah.
Look. I'm all down with going, okay, we weren't doing good record keeping back then. We didn't follow through like we should have. We took the guy's word for it. It's over. However, man, a ban on the man?
They take this stuff seriously. If you cheated, you're out. They can't have any allowance for cheating. Not when your entire world is records broken in a medium where cheating is the ultimate evil. So I'm not surprised by this at all. Of course they threw him out. They had to.
Well, like I said, at some point in time you got to admit your record keeping wasn't well.
Whoa, shit. That wasn't supposed to do that. Sorry, go ahead.
For whatever reason, it seems like the banning part is like the part that's like I can see that there's a big step between going, we think this is probably invalid versus you're banned for life.
Well, I mean, but then what are you going to do in the future? Like, let's say he says, well, okay, no problem.
Well,
I now have the high score in combat, I swear. Like,
there's a much better system now. I mean, that was in the early days. So what else is it questioned now? What else are we going to go back through and start stripping people? And I don't know.
Here's the deal. He, let's see, console gaming brought a controversial oldest record. Okay. In 1982, Rogers submitted to Activision official fan newsletter at the time of 5.51 seconds, which the company recognized in print, awarded Rogers a patch. Twin Galaxies later added Rogers to its leaderboard in 2001. The Guinness World Records awarded the player with an honor of holding the world's longest standing gaming record in April of 2017. So those awards have kept coming. It isn't like it was just this one time in 82. It's kept coming to him all these years later.
Absolutely.
So now they're like, dude, you're a cheater. You're freaking out of here. I don't know how else they could do it. It is the ultimate. You know what this is like? All right, I got it. Hold on. That's not quite it. Let me think for a second.
Well, this is how kind of I think about it. This is kind of how I think about it. Okay, so let's say I run to the end of the road, and I go, okay, I counted while I was running. It was like 8 seconds. That was the, and I used my stopwatch or whatever, and maybe I didn't do it perfect. I don't know. But then me being banned from running to the end of the road for the rest of my life. I mean, sure, you could take away the fact that record that I did. Is it a lie? I don't know. Maybe he was lying, but I don't think you've got enough proof to say that he intentionally lied.
They claim they've got all the proof they need to show that he intentionally lied.
What was he trying to gain at that time, though? Because, I mean, it makes sense now because there's value behind it. I mean, back then, what was the value?
Talking rights and stuff. People cheat all the time for all kinds of dumb reasons. I don't know. I'm with these guys on this. Okay, I got the example. This is a little harsh, but I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Do it.
It's like finding out that you're one of the judges at your your youth pageant is a pedophile, and you find out and you kick him out and ban him from that, or do you go, well, it's just a one time, he should still be here and do all this stuff?
Are you comparing pedophilia to fibbing about your game time?
All right, you're right. No, you're right.
That was
it's
bad.
A bad
that was a very bad.
But you get my idea. It's a good. It's the cardinal sin. Like,
absolutely.
Okay, better one. I got a better one. I think
he should be stripped, no doubt.
Yeah.
But I mean, and he's probably not going to do anything in the future. But the ban seems a little harsh.
Okay.
To me.
Ban, but what else? Oh, if he's not going to do anything, that doesn't matter then, right? And he can appeal the ban. He could appeal it, and whatever that means. And I don't know what that process is, but there's probably something you can do to appeal it.
I love that you compare it to pedophilia.
I don't know why. I couldn't think of anything else. Like, okay, I got a better one. Well, that's kind of pedophilia too. I was gonna say, you're a cardinal,
right?
And you, no, I got one. Actually, does this happen in baseball? So if you cork your bat, that's cheating.
Right,
and there's a huge fine, and I don't know what happens though. Can they cancel your contract and kick you out of the league? Like, I don't know how that works.
Right.
Because once you've done that, haven't you always done that? Or once people use steroids, nobody was like, "Oh, it's fine. It was only the one time." No, you got banned from the game. Like, you got.
I got to admit a little bit of ignorance. I've read the story. I've read the headlines. I haven't dug deep into what his claims were. Like, if he claimed, I absolutely saw it, and I took a picture of my Polaroid, and here's the Polaroid, and then he modified the picture or something. I just assume he went, "Yeah, I was there. The TV said this. I had some friends there. They collaborated. This is what I had." I don't know.
All right. I love watching, by the way. You can tell what people in the chat room have known me for a really long time and which ones haven't. You can tell the ones that have been around me and my dumb ideas for many years, and you can always tell the ones that are a little newer how shocked they are at my dumb analogy. I think that's great. It's a fun little game, little meta game I can play while we talk. This is fantastic.
Oh.
Also, you remember that that little video card problem that we're having right now because everybody's buying them up and using them for Bitcoin mining.
Yeah.
And tripling and quadrupling prices of video cards. Well, NVIDIA. I can't think of names today, and they're all mixed up. What's going on? Do I smell toast? I think I taste purple. Anyway. The NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1070s suggested retail price is $380. Was selling for upward to about $450 last year, and are now going for more than $700. So a card that should be costing you $380 is costing you $700. High-end cards are even more. Like if you want to get one of those Titan cards or whatever, you're going to spend like $1,000 more than you would normally or something. Right, why? Right. It's because people are buying them up and making these Bitcoin mining rigs with an array of like 5 to 6 or more video cards that just sit there pumping all day, mining Bitcoin, and in some cases earning people a chunk of money depending on how many they bought. There was a guy recently on Reddit who bought 128 cards.
Wow.
And just basically cleaned out the whole region of the cards availability so he could use them for Bitcoin. And anyone else who's just like, well, I need to upgrade my video card or I'm trying to build a gaming PC. It's just out in the dark. There's nothing they can do about it. Like, it's just a kind of a shit show. Last week, it was reported NVIDIA suggesting that its retail partners take measures to help ensure that they can sell graphic cards to gamers ahead of miners. NVIDIA and AMD declined to comment to Polygon, with both companies citing quiet periods, a business term referring to a waiting period prior to the release of a quarterly fiscal report. Here's what I think is going to happen.
Quiet periods. You need to use that.
Here's what's going to happen. These quarterly reports are going to be off the chain.
Oh, yeah.
We're going to show that NVIDIA, I don't know, tripled sales. And not because of gaming hardware, but because people bought this stuff up because these GPUs are extremely efficient. Like, I'll bet Intel and others are banging their heads against the wall going, dang it, I wish we'd have done some of this architecture so that people were paying triple for our chips, because nobody's using anybody's CPUs. They're all using GPUs. I don't know what the answer is, but I have an idea. So you want to hear my idea? Here's my idea.
Give me the idea.
These Bitcoin guys don't care about the game graphics capability of these GPUs. They care about Bitcoin mining. So what you do is you have a whole new division at NVIDIA or AMD where you make nothing but this new division makes nothing but these cards minus all the extras, even an output for video. Don't even need that. Just minus all the bits on the card that you don't need. Only include what you do need, and make them specifically for the cryptocurrency market. And say, here are all these things. They're more compact. They're smaller. They stay cooler. All the advantages. And you create a whole new market for those and sell a crap ton of those. And you let your graphics card stuff breathe a little bit and let everybody be able to get cards again.
Yeah, and NVIDIA kind of hinted that they were looking at doing something kind of like that. And I was curious because, I'm a fidgeter. I like to tear stuff apart, and I'm like, wow, what does that look like in 6 to 8 months, and those things start hitting the market? I'm like, I wonder if I can solder on some ports, and get me a cheap card.
That's right.
I'm cheap.
You're cheap. You're a cheap bastard. But anyway, and then if this whole thing crashes, here's what's going to be interesting. If the entire cryptocurrency thing bubbles out and dies, like some people are predicting, I don't know if it will or not, but it's really volatile right now. But if it happens, then you're going to have a market flooded with GPUs for resale, and you'll be able to buy a $700 card for $100.
Right. Slightly used.
Yeah.
Slightly smelling of cryptocurrency.
Yep. Welcome to the world of supply, demand, and I guess capitalism is the other thing this is. It's pretty interesting.
I'm looking forward to this fall. It's definitely going to be interesting, I believe. Also, I've done more research into the cryptocurrency mining, and the margins for profiting is so thin. I just don't totally understand the pull, other than free money. Hey, it's free money.
Well, if you got into it a while ago, like I don't know if you heard that story about 50 Cent. He sold a bunch of his albums.
Now he's worth $1.
Well, no, he sold a bunch of his albums back in 2014 for Bitcoin, and at the time Bitcoin was worth nothing, and he forgot he had it, so he went to go check it. It's worth millions now. So
what's this?
It was worth
what is this over here?
It was worth thousands at the time. It's worth millions now.
Wow.
So when you got the Bitcoin is what matters. Now, if you're trying to get in, you're kind of maybe a little late, or who knows. There are people mortgaging their houses though to do this.
Right.
It's insane.
So is it Biddy Cent?
Biddy Cent is his new name. Biddy Cent. Yeah, you got it. You nailed it.
I almost stole that from the chat room. Jimmy 2 times said 50 Cent. But I went for
50, and you went full Biddy. Yeah.
Full Biddy for the.
Never go full Biddy. Yeah, that's a weird deal, man. That stuff's so weird. I think we're heading towards something funny, but it is what it is, and I don't know. I've got a friend who does it up the road, and he's got this just one single little open air rig running all day, every day. Right. Calculates how much his energy costs are for it, and then minuses that from what he makes, and he pulls down about, I don't know, $1,000 a month in just free money.
Yeah.
I don't know how. Still don't know how it works. I don't know.
I'll tell you how it works.
Okay.
You have to put a lot of learning into it.
Yeah.
A lot of setup,
sure.
a lot of investment.
Yeah. There's that. That's true.
It's work, just like everything else.
Yeah. And like anything else, there are people min-maxing really hard on this. It's like video games.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well, good luck to them and all they do. All right, we're going to read an email that came to us to boopshow@gmail.com. Boopshow, B-O-O-P show @gmail.com. This comes from Ye Old England and Stuart Thompson. He's from England. Here's what he said. He says, "Hey, Scott, I know you've been trying to get a lot of card games in lately, but have you tried Gwent? I recently downloaded it again, and it's really good now, and the artwork is amazing. Please check it out again," says Stuart. The only Gwent I've ever played any real amount of was in Witcher 3, because it was part of the game. You could go to a tavern and talk to a dude, and he would, if you wanted, you could challenge him, or he could challenge you to a game of Gwent, and you'd play a game within the game, and it was a card game, and it was interesting. But I was never into that. Just like when you could play poker in Red Dead, I'm not interested. I can play poker anytime I want to go out and be Red Dead and kill stuff. So that's the only time I really gave it. I really probably should check that out again and see where it's at. I don't know if I'd love the idea of the way it did lane combat. It was a very different approach, and I don't know if it was for me. But I'll give it another shot. I'll get in there and check it out. I need that to be on tablets too. Why isn't that on a tablet yet? It's stupid that it's not out there.
Right. When I was downloading Hearthstone this past week for my mobile device, I saw some Gwent type knockoffs in the store. So I said, like, maybe I go this route. I'm like, no, I'm gonna learn Hearthstone. By the way, if you're gonna make a video on Hearthstone for beginners, on Twitter, how about actually making it for beginners?
Yeah.
Thanks.
That's a good idea.
Appreciate it.
That's a good idea. I'm looking here. The versions currently available are PC and Mac. It's still in public beta, though. That's why this isn't anywhere else yet. You can also play it on Xbox One and PS4 now. iOS version is coming. So is Android. Looks like we're just a little early on when this is all finished. You know what? I'm going to go check it out today. That's fine. I'll look at it today. I'll get we'll get going there. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's going on with Gwent.
See what you did, Stuart?
Yeah, good job, dude. You got me interested. I'm piqued. That's it for that. What else is going on here? That's it for emails. Oh, boopshow@gmail.com. That's boopshow@gmail.com. I highly recommend you use it. Don't forget our website, frogpants.com/boop. I can't think of anything today, Brian. You got to smack me. I need someone to smack me across the face. Just can't think of anything. Just whatever my problem is, it's not going away. Boop Show on Twitter, and you can check that out there. If you want to support the show, you can do that at patreon.com/frogpants. And don't forget to support our good buddy, the Schnauzer Radio Orchestra, for making our music for a 1950s video game. You can find that anywhere you get your music. And or we have a Reddit page, reddit.com/ or boopshow.reddit.com is where you should go. Boopshow@reddit.com or .reddit.com. Can't say anything, can't read, can't speak. So I'm going to get out of here. Brian, do you have anything you want to close with?
Oh my. Hey, this weekend, tune in live on twitch.tv/Brian Dunaway. We'll be talking to Obsidian.
Whoa,
yes,
what?
That Obsidian, Abnormal. Be talking to him on Friday night around 7 Eastern. What's that, 5 Mountain Time?
Yeah.
He's coming on the show. He's been doing, I don't know if you've noticed, but do follow his Twitch channel. I believe it is twitch.tv/Abnormal, I believe it is.
He's been live streaming, has he? Fantastic.
He's been live streaming like a beast. If you are an artist and you love D&D type artwork that he's doing a lot of that recently, and he seems to take people's artwork that they'll send, post to him, and he'll take a look at them and give you some tips. He's a great artist.
That's great. Do check that out then, and follow Brian on Twitter. You'll see what's going on with that. Also, don't forget, we started a brand new Frog Pants D&D show ourselves. It is not about art, but it's about playing D&D. It's called There Will Be Dungeons, and you can find that at therewillbedungeons.com. I think that's going to do it for us, for me, for Brian, and for all of you chuckleheads. See you next time.
Game on.
This show is part of the Frog Pants Network.
Frog Pants Network.
Get more shows like this at frogpants.com. There you go. That's a show for you.
Tegan Tiger. Yes, that is the same time as Current Geek. Don't worry, I'll be rebroadcasting later. Video demand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I forgot to record the show on video. I'm an idiot.
Oh, man.
I can always put up an audio thing with a static image, but I hate that. Actually, you know what?
Right.
Who knows how to extract? I don't know how to do this anymore. Is there a way to take a VOD from Twitch and convert it? Or give me a file?
You just trying to shoot it to YouTube or what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to do that.
You just export it. It's super easy.
Well, it used to be. It's not anymore, I thought. I thought they changed it or something. Didn't they?
No, you just go to like videos and then you like do export and it says to YouTube and you do it. It's real easy.
That's new then, because they used to not let me do that. Maybe it was before Amazon got them and I haven't tried since or something.
Oh, I do it all the time.
Well, let's see here. I'm on the videos. Can I? Oh, there's Boop Show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I delete? No, look. See, I got edit, add to, highlight, watch, or delete.
One second. Let me see here. Let me go to mine. Stupid catchy tunes.
Yeah, that's really catchy.
All right. So, if you go to your little name at the top and go down to, is it video producer?
I don't know. That's where I'm at. Is under video producer. I got videos, moderation, collections, clips, and video stats.
And then you just go. So next to your video, you don't have like three little dots, and you click on it, and it goes edit, add to, download, highlight, watch, or export.
I have no. I have to stop streaming to download it. All right. Hey, bye everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.